Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today for our practice this Friday morning. We are taking the practice indoors today because the fields are a little bit wet, so it'll be nice to change it up a little today. Allow your bodies to come into a comfortable place. Begin to settle your selves down and down to the ground. Begin to invite your own weight to fully let go into the earth. Notice everything that came with you today. Maybe some tightness in different places of the body, maybe some emotions that haven't been processed. Maybe your head is full of thought or feeling groggy. Just anything that's here is welcome. Notice as you tune into the silence in the background, as you tune into the stillness. Notice where it is in relation to your body. And if your body itself can sense the palpable stillness or the palpable silence. Allow the breath to be really natural in its unfolding. And soften your belly as much as it's willing. Take a deep breath in. And a breath out. One more time. Let's gently invite the eyes to open and make your way slowly into some small motions that come to you naturally. What's coming to me naturally is a little bit neck massage, so you can also remember that your hands are magical tools that you can just use in preparation for a practice. Maybe there is a little bit of a tightness around the neck that you can massage, and same on the other side. Maybe there is just a gentle rocking of the head side to side. Good, and we'll slowly open the practice with the sound of Om. So wherever you are, we're going to transition to lying down anyway, but if you are seated still, or whether you're lying down or seated, just rub the palms together and plant the hands on the heart space. And honor the beginning of this practice together with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Great. As you slowly open your eyes, make your way onto your backs. And bend your knees and start to rock your knees side to side. Find a little bit of kind of sensation around the glutes muscles as you rock the knees side to side. It should give the glutes a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a massage. Notice the tightness around the lower back if it's there, or anything else that comes up. Now as you rock your knees towards the left, let them stay there for a moment, and then pull your right knee towards your chest and circle it through to the other side, and then drop that left knee to the right. Pull the left knee back and around towards the other side, and turn and twist. And just continue with this motion, getting into your hips at the same time as your lower back. Now the next time that you find a twist to one side, elongate the top leg, bend it, and switch to the other side. And do that again, just alternating between the two. You might stay there for a little while, circling the ankle, before switching into a twist to the other side. Your body will let you know when it's time to switch sides. Your body will also let you know if there's any other motions that start to come to you naturally around your head or neck or any other part of the body. Because when we stretch, we start to get really acquainted with different parts of the body that are not even connected or visibly connected to the stretch itself. And that's the beauty of really becoming acquainted with your own body and its needs. It's not something that we just know about, it's from memory. It's something that we discover in the moment, in each moment as it arises. Come back to a flat back and pull your knees towards your chest. And let there be a moment of just pressing the sacrum down into the earth, flattening out the back and just sensing into this stretch. Take a breath in together and a breath out together. Plant your feet under your knees, activate your forearms against the earth, and activate your heels down to press upwards nice and slow, finding this rolling bridge. Pressing your hips up and then lowering them down 5 times, nice and slow. Inhale, tuck tailbone under. Draw tailbone away from you towards the heels and lift. Exhale, lower, nice and slow. Each vertebra at a time descends, feeling its own connection to the earth. Breathe in as you land, and as you breathe out, slowly tuck tailbone under and elongate as you rise. Inhale as you reach the top, and exhale as you slowly release one vertebra at a time. Three more. Let your breathing be natural here as you do this. And what we're doing here is we're mobilizing the spine at the same time as activating the muscles around the glutes so that they can really work for us throughout the practice today. Wonderful. As you reach back down towards the ground, take any further stretches that are needed. Maybe elongate the legs and flex the ankles. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then make your way slowly back up out of the pose to come to a table pose. As you come into a table pose, start to arch and curl your spine. Now, maybe paying a little bit more attention to the upper back and the muscles around the shoulder blades. Since we weren't really able to access those muscles on our backs, and then slowly start to make your way back into a downward facing dog. Let there be a pedaling around the legs, stretching of the calf muscles and the heels. And depending on what you've been up to in terms of exercise, whether you're a runner or you're a biker or you only do yoga, you'll start to maybe find some places that are tighter in the body than other places. Reach the right leg up towards the sky with the in-breath. On the out-breath, bring the knee towards the chest, curl. Inhale, lengthen back. And one more time, curl. Last time, inhale. And with the exhale, step it forward for warrior one. Rise up, feel that space around the heart. Inhale. With the exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Breathe it in together. On the breath out, reverse your warrior. Come back through, cartwheel the hands. Find a plank pose. Hold it for the inhale. With the exhale, lowering the knees down, hugging elbows to the center. Chaturanga Dandasana. Let it come all the way to the ground as you open your heart for baby cobra. Inhale. Exhale, press yourself back up to plank and downward facing dog. Lengthen the left leg up, breath in. Breath out, knee to the chest. Again. Last in breath. With the out breath, step forward, warrior one. Rise up with the in breath. And warrior two. Breathe it in as you expand. Breathe it out as you bend. Inhale, come back through, cartwheel the hands down for plank. Hold it. You could lower the knees again to come down halfway through, or keep the knees lifted, Chaturanga Dandasana. Either all the way down for cobra or upward facing dog. Breath in and breath out as you press yourself back up to your downward facing dog. Take it in and out. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. The next time you reach the right leg up, bend the knee to dial the hip open. Keep both shoulders equally kind of facing down, both armpits facing down towards the ground. Elongate the leg back with the in-breath. On the out-breath, bring the knee to the chest and step it forward for the runner lunge. If you have a block with you, place it underneath your left hand. Runner lunge. So, yes, right leg. So take your time to twist towards the right and see if you can maintain certain stability around the hips so that you don't collapse into your hips joint when you twist. Taking it in together and out together. Come back to the center. Allow the back knee to drop. Walk the right foot back a little bit when you settle. And twist to the opposite direction. So you're twisting towards the left. Nice. Good. Come back through. And with support with the block or not, curl the back toes under and dial the back heel down to come into a side angle lunge. So here you're just going to open up to the side, feeling into the side body as much as you can. And try not to collapse into the pose, but rather kind of find that place in between expanding up and dropping down. One more inhale. With the exhale, we're going to transition upwards to come into warrior two. And from here, find a triangle pose to the same side. So elongating that front leg and just re-experiencing this pose with an elongated right leg. Take it in and out. In and out. Come on up and find your way into a wide-legged forward fold. As you come on into a forward fold here, see if you can kind of find a bit more side lunges, side to side, before fully settling in. Good, and from here we're going to rise up into a goddess pose. The heels will come in, the toes out. You'll activate the feet and come on up to stand. Here, as you bend your knees and come into goddess, we're going to take our time and really start to make some adjustments around the feet so that we can turn side to side. So first, find this motion of turning through the torso. Then start to incorporate the legs, so the right foot will lift, and then you will turn as you bend the knee and dip down, and then replace it back down, heels in, toes out. So I don't know if you can see the movement that I'm doing through my feet. I'm lifting the left heel off the ground, turning it so that I can face the right side, and from here dip down to a comfortable degree. Heels back in, toes out, sink. Good. Let's do it again. Turn, dip, place, and dip. Turn, dip, heel in, and dip. Is this okay on your knees? Does that feel okay? Just come on down to your degree. If it doesn't feel great on the knees, maybe you stay in your goddess and you skip the turning and you just keep dipping down in goddess. One more time on each side. And we'll just dip down 5 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's take our time to slowly turn back towards the front, but this time set up the legs to prepare for pyramid pose. The back leg is nice and straight, the front leg is nice and straight, and they're both facing as much forward as it's possible. And then we bow to come down into a nice little stretch here. Breathing it in and out. And we're going to transition into a standing split here. As you shift your weight forward, reach the opposite leg upwards. Then bend the left knee as much as it's willing, and then draw your hips back so that you're balancing on the right leg, and you're coming into this kind of one-legged chair. Once you feel the activity in that foot, bring the palms together and rise up into balance. Left knee lifts to the chest. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in. On the breath out, release the foot, and let's flow back to downward dog. Deep breath in, 2 arms reach overhead. On the breath out, bow, forward fold. In for a half lift. Out as you plant palms and step back, strong plank pose. Hold the in breath. Out breath, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down halfway. If you want to take baby cobra, come all the way down. Otherwise, up dog, inhale. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more breaths, just like that. And the left leg rises to the sky. As it rises, you bend the knee to dial the hip open potentially. Squaring the hips, elongate the leg back, breath in. On the breath out, knee to the chest. As you step forward for your runner lunge, feet are hip distance apart, and you're taking the time to twist towards the left. If a block is available, it's a lovely tool. Breath in and breath out. 1 more. On the out, return back to your runner. Release the back knee and rise, breath in. As you breathe out, twist and hold to the other side. Come back to the center, plant your left hand on your thigh, curl the back toes under, dial the back heel down for your side angle. Relax shoulders, relax neck. Activity in both feet and engagement of the glutes. Don't forget your glutes, they're really going to be supportive to you throughout the entire practice. Rise up to your warrior 2, breath in. On the breath out, wide-legged stance and a wide-legged forward fold. Feel into the weight of your head. And imagine as if there's a pulling down from gravity. And what the effect of this inversion is on your body. For my body, it feels deeply soothing. And it might be a good place to inquire again, where is the deepest silence in relation to your body? And preparing again to come up into a goddess pose. Come up into a halfway lift, take the heels in, toes out, activate those feet firm into the ground before rising. This way we've ensured the lower back is protected. Dip down and up, and we'll keep it here. All the way up, all the way down. Now hold it all the way down. Come up halfway and dip. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise back up, elongate both legs, and see if you can rock those hips side to side a little to loosen up around your hips. And then turn back towards the front of the mat. And prepare to take your pyramid pose. Active feet spreading mat apart as you hinge forward from the hips. Forward fold. See if that left hip can go back a little more as the right hip dips down. And then bend the front knee to come into a standing split, lifting the right leg up. We won't stay here too long. Bending the right knee, dipping down into a one-legged chair. Feel all corners of your left foot on the ground as you lift your chest, palms come together, and you rise up, right knee towards the chest. For 3, 2, and 1. Relax the foot back down. Separate the feet a little bit to the edges of the mat, and see if you can circle those shoulders around a couple of times before interlacing the hands behind the back. Open the throat, open the chest. And only if it feels comfortable, when you bow forward for Yoga Mudra pose, bend the knees and draw the hips back as you bow, potentially lifting those arms a little bit higher without hurting your shoulders. So we want to make sure those arms never actually go overhead, but they are elongating back and up so that we don't overly internally rotate our shoulders and hurt our shoulder muscles and ligaments. One more breath in. On the breath out, release the hands down to the ground, and with the feet to the mat's distance, take those heels in, toes out for a yogi squat. Palms come to the heart space. Chest opens, maybe looking side to side. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more time. Beautiful. Plant the palms down, rise back up, and toe heel the feet hip distance apart. Forward fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, plant the palms down, step back, plank pose. Hold the strength of the plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down onto your forearms. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees and hold for 5, 4. Draw those elbows isometrically back. 3, 2, and 1. Lower your chest all the way down. Lowermost ribs touch the ground. Legs elongate back as you open your heart and open your arms. And eventually lift your legs too for locust. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back through, curled toes under, lift yourself up to a plank and into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in, long breath out. One more time. And out. And now take your right leg up towards the sky with the in-breath. And the out-breath, bring the knee towards the chest. Allow your right foot to land on the ground, right where it is, not forward. And then dial both heels to the left as you walk your right foot to the edge for your side plank, but with a hip opener. For 3, 2, 1. As you come back through, bring the right knee back towards the chest and dial the back heel down to extend the leg to the other side, opening up into side plank here. For 3, 2, 1. Come back through, set up your plank, hold it for the in-breath. With the out-breath, press back to downward dog. And reach that right leg up towards the sky again. Dialing the hip open, maybe flipping your dog. And taking care of your lower back, making sure that your shoulder is stacked on top of your wrist if you flip the dog. Coming back through, bring the right knee back to the chest and step it forward for your crescent lunge. Rising for crescent, take your arms sideways and take your right arm under your left. Maybe eagle arms, maybe grabbing a hold of opposite shoulders. From here, we're going to transition slowly into a warrior 3, shifting your weight forward, elongating your left leg back. For 3, 2, 1, and transitioning from there into your eagle pose. As you wrap your top leg around, sink back down into a chair and hug towards the midline. Keep that navel pulled in and up. 2 more breaths. And rise back up. We're going to land our way back into a runner lunge. So you're going to have to reach really back with that left leg and then bending that front knee and landing back to re-extend into your downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in and out. And the left leg rises up to the sky with the in-breath. The out-breath, you bring the knee towards the chest and land the foot where it is as you dial your heels to the right for a side plank with a hip opener. For 3, 2, and 1. Reestablishing the firmness of your plank first. Then turning that left leg, landing the edge of it, dialing the back heel down for a side plank for 3, 2, 1. Come on back to a firm plank and hold. Inhale. With the exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg rises again with the inhale. Bending the knee to dial the hip open, maybe a flip dog here too, like we did before. Coming back through, bringing the left knee back towards the chest to land in a crescent. Rise up and breathe. And taking the opposite arm under, like we did before, and preparing to take your eagle arms into a warrior three. And then transitioning into eagle. And crossing. And sitting. For 3, 2, and 1. Re-elongating the leg back to prepare to come down into your runner lunge. Bend the knee as you draw the hips back to land. And re-extend back in your downward facing dog. Good job. Breath in. And breath out. One more. Bend the knees a lot. Press your hips back. Look forward with the in-breath. The out-breath takes you either into floating forward or walking forward in a forward fold. Take the big toes with the first 2 fingers, or plant your hands underneath your feet to go into a little bit of a deeper fold. Becoming really aware of the attachment points of your hamstrings to the bones area and making sure that you don't pull anything there. Maintaining kind of a micro bend in the knees and a dipping down of the hips. Two more breaths. Good job. Release the hands and slowly make your way up, one vertebra at a time as you rise. And shift your weight slowly. Find first your feet really firm on the ground and shift your weight slowly into the left leg for dancer pose. So we're gonna first kind of try to grab a hold of the right leg, right ankle. Find a nice quad stretch here. Tuck the tailbone under and hug those inner thighs towards the midline. Long knee towards the ground, pelvis tucks under. Elongate the left arm up. Maybe you work here or you press back for dancer. For 3, 2, 1. You're going to land that foot back in a warrior 2 and elongate the leg to come into a triangle pose, which I missed earlier. So see if you can find that nice elongation in the leg. The spaciousness around the back and the side body without collapsing down too much. Good. Rise back up. And see if you can come on into a warrior 2 on the other leg. So the right leg will bend and you sink down. Re-elongate those arms. And maybe shrug the shoulders up and down with some circular motion. And then start to take those hands forward as you wrap them and curl, and then reopen them up and open the chest. Inhale here and exhale, curl. Inhale and exhale. Last time. And out. Beautiful. Come back to face the front again. Find Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. And we're going to come into a revolved half moon. So you're going to take the block, if you have it, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. And with the exhale, land that block as you come into balance and just lift the right leg off the ground. Maybe this is where you stay and this is plenty for your back, or you twist towards the right. For 3, you're actually twisting towards the left, sorry. 2, and 1. Land the foot, come into this forward fold and relax again. And breathe in and breathe out. And slowly rise up to standing. And preparing to take our balance to the other side. Shift your weight slowly into the right leg as you lift your left knee, preparing for dancer pose. Bending the left knee, grabbing a hold at the ankle and hugging in towards the center. Breathe it in as the right leg extends upwards, right arm. And on the exhale, start to press back with your left leg and hinge forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Land the foot back. Come into your warrior 2. And then find your triangle pose. Rise up to standing. Come into warrior 2 on the other side. Let the activity in the hips be firm at the same time as gentle. Expand the arms sideways. Squeeze your shoulder blades muscles as you open up through the chest. Your tailbone is still elongated to the ground. On the exhale, curl the spine, just the upper back. Inhale, reopen up, just from that upper back. And exhale. Two more times, in and out. Last time, in and out. Beautiful. Come on back to face the front with Parshvottanasana legs. Take the block with your left hand extended upwards. Breathe it in. Both hips are facing forward. On the breath out, as you hinge forward, shift your weight into your right leg. Place your left hand on that block and lift the left leg as well. Maybe holding here, or maybe twisting for a revolved half moon. Slowly come back to the center and bow forward in a forward fold. One more in-breath and let it go. Come up into a halfway lift with the inhale. The exhale takes you back to your plank pose. Hold a strong, active plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down onto your forearms. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees only. Keep the chest drawn forward and draw those elbows isometrically back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the chest all the way down. Elongate the legs back. And let's find our way into either a half bow or a full bow. So if you're taking a half bow, you're just going to bend one knee as you make a kickstand with the other arm. And press back as you open up through the heart, maybe lifting that extended leg off the ground. If you come into a full bow, you just hold both ankles and press back and up, lifting the chest. Switching to the other side. Beautiful. Now rest and relax. Feel how the earth is receiving your body in a gentle process of letting go. Just one muscle at a time as it decides to let go into the ground. How patient the earth is in this receiving. How it has all the time in the world for you. You slowly make your way back up into a table pose. And separate your knees just a tiny bit wider than usual. And twist to your left, keeping your right hand on the ground, finding that beautiful twist. And threading the arm under for a thread the needle. And see if you can activate the right hand into the ground like a kickstand to accentuate that twist a bit more. And if any variations are available and wanting to happen, like extending that right leg, maybe balancing, circling ankle, bending knee, getting into your hip. There's all kinds of possibilities to challenge yourself in this balance. Just be mindful of that left shoulder and keep an engagement of the pelvic floor muscles as you do this so that your core is active. Good. Now keep that arm under and then separate your knees a little wider and go into a child's pose so that you can stretch that shoulder a little bit. Breathing in. And on the out, slowly release out of the pose. Come back to your table and open it back up into that twist. Good job. Come on back down. And let's do the whole thing on the other side. Open up into a twist to the right. Breath in. On the breath out, thread the arm under. Preparing to come back into that child pose, maybe with a stretch of that right shoulder. And releasing out of this stretch to find your table pose again, expanding the right arm open into a twist. Slowly release back in table and just rest in a child pose for a few breaths. Come on out of your child pose. We're going to find our way into a prone pigeon or a reclined pigeon. If you're coming to prone, you can come into it from your downward facing dog. Inhaling as the right leg reaches up to the sky. And exhale as you set it up with the right thigh aligned with the edge of the mat. And start to slowly kind of come into it. If you take it on your back, you can bend both knees, cross right ankle on top of left thigh. Either stay there or go a little deeper by pulling the left knee to the chest. As you lay here, notice the potential to get lost in thought again and kind of lose yourself in thought. See if you can find your way back home to this present moment, to the sound of my voice, to the sound of the fan, to the sounds that you are surrounded by wherever you are. And find yourself inside your body. And notice this embodied experience and how nourishing it really is to the whole of your being. And when you are here and present, in the present moment, we are free. As soon as we leave this present moment, we become tangled in all kinds of non-tangible fears and complications. But when we're here, we're free. Let's take 5 more slow and conscious and long breaths. And slowly come on out of the pose, switching to the other side with any stretches that come to you in between that feel important to do. And let your bodies let go again of all of that weight for another 3 breaths. And take yourself back out of the pose to make your way onto your backs if you're not there already. Take a few moments to find some motions on your back, taking any posture that suits your body for the end of class. I like to end sometimes with a reclining twist. And other times I like to end with a happy baby pose to stabilize the spine, but you can do anything that comes to you. If you did something on one side, make sure you twist on the other or do something else on the other side. And regain access to your flat back on the ground or any other support underneath your knees or Shavasana. And very gently notice where your mind went, or in moments of silence, how it's really easy to just drift. And come back and listen to the silence. Stay with it. Let it penetrate and permeate every cell. Experience it on a somatic level. It's like a substance, invisible, yet ever present. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Take a breath in together and let it go. And slowly start to move the body a little to reawaken the senses. Eventually rolling over onto your side. If you happen to be at home and you have a little bit more time and you want to remain reclined for a while in meditation or seated in meditation, I highly encourage that. Otherwise, roll over onto your side and up to a seated. And coming into the final posture of hands to heart space. Taking a moment to honor the practice, honor its heritage, and find gratitude for that heritage. We honor ourselves and we honor each other. We honor the mystery. And close with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. I thank you for allowing me to teach you today. The Great Spirit in me honors the Great Spirit in you. Namaste.